Good evening, everyone. Welcome in to a special Tuesday night episode of Vol Society Live right here on the Vol Society Network. My name is David Morrison. I'm the Vol Society lead analyst. It's Gator Hater Week across the Vol Society Network and across University of Tennessee football athletics in general. Thank you for joining us tonight on our social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like our video on Facebook. Do what you have to on Twitter. And like I said, just sit back and enjoy as we dive deep into the biggest college football game this weekend. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Tennessee and Florida from Neyland Stadium in Knoxville. I'm so excited about it. Like I said, we're on here tonight on the Tuesday night. Normally we join you on a Wednesday night, but got a couple of scheduling arrangements for me personally that I won't be able to join y'all tomorrow night. But we're here tonight. Like I said, hopefully y'all check out the podcast. Good old Rocky Talk. It's available on Amazon, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And, of course, if you want to be a part of the podcast, there's how you can be a part of it. Speaking of the chat rooms, we got John B. in the house saying, let's go. Indeed, let's go. We got a lot to talk about tonight, so let's just go ahead and dive into this week's game. That's what we're all here for. We're going to talk about Tennessee versus Florida. We found out Sunday morning college game day was going to be in Knoxville this weekend. Very excited about that. Like I said, we got some mothers joining in. John says hi. It is going to be the main Saturday, just like y'all said. Yeah, I mentioned that on the podcast. Make sure you check it out. Chris checking in. Welcome in. Says Napier is a moron. So we've got the trash talk going right out of the gate. I guess it's Gator Hater Week, and to be exact. Yeah, like I said, just continue to roll along with the comments. I'll read along and give you some stats and what to look forward to on Saturday. Let's just go ahead and dive into it. So, like I said, Tennessee and Florida Saturday 3:30 on CBS. We got a guest that's popping on. So let me go ahead and get him available. If he's ready, I think he is. He's all decked out in orange. Ladies and gentlemen, joining Vol Society Live, the founder of Vol Society, Mr. Brad Frank. Hello. Can you hear me, sir?
I got you, buddy. Can you hear me?
Oh, you sounded crystal clear, my friend. You got the orange jersey going on.
SEC.
Exactly.
What's up?
Not much, just doing this little Vol Society Live here. Got Chris already checking in. Says Neyland noise is going to be a different type of loud. Got Brad joining, another Brad. Brad, we love the Brads around here. Says Vols cover the spread easily. John B's already dropping some comments. He said Brad's in the house, or B-Rad in the house. To be
What's up, John B?
So we got, like I said, we're just getting this show underway. Just about to dive into Tennessee, Florida. Paul checking in says I'm here too, watching us down in Cleveland. So, we talked a lot about on the podcast. Hopefully everybody checks it out. If you haven't checked it out yet, check it out whenever you can. Just what's your thoughts, Brad, on this upcoming Saturday? I know you are uber ecstatic about it.
Let's go. So if you checked out the podcast, and hopefully everyone on here listening has, if you haven't, you better get on that podcast. Good old Rocky Talk, TALK. Check it out. You'll be in the know what's going on. But I'll tell you a little bit about what's going on this week. So I'm going to Neyland this Saturday with my boys, David Morrison and our other partner, David Dees. And I'm trying to get him in here right now, but we're having technical difficulties. So we'll see if we can get him on. But anyways, I haven't been to Neyland since I left. Since I graduated UTK back in 2010. Took off for work out in Los Angeles. Been out there for many years, and I'm now back on the East Coast. So I'll be going to my first game since 2010, and man, I'm ready to go. What a game to go back to. Am I right?
You are right. Like I said, this is the game of the week in college football. We mentioned this. I mean, no other game tops it. I mean, I know there's other top 25 matches, but just the anticipation, a good old fashioned SEC rivalry
Yeah.
in the best conference in college football. We mentioned game days there. Josh Pate is already there. Many different media outlets going to be focused on this game. And like I said, we've been waiting for at least over a decade, for a highly anticipated matchup where we
Yeah.
feel very confident and reminiscent of the old days. But let's hopefully this old days now leads us into the future.
Dude, this is Florida week.
Mm-hmm.
We have game day coming to Knoxville. This is crazy. If you're not pumped up, you're not a volunteer fan. Let me tell you. That's all I'm going to say about this.
Yeah.
Saturday, hey, I said this on the podcast. If you thought that Ole Miss game,
I'm gonna get these on here.
Look, bring him in.
All right. Sorry to interrupt you, Brad. Ladies and gentlemen, we got more guests coming on. This is Gator Hater Week. This is a big show, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo!
One of the three amigos, including myself, on Good Old Rocky Talk, making his first appearance in well over a year on Vol Society Live. Yeah. Please welcome to the show, Mr. David D.
Double D.
All right. Hey, guys. Thanks for that introduction. I'm not sure I'm worthy of that, but thank you, Morrison.
Love it,
welcome.
Man.
There he is.
It's not only Gator Hater Week, it's Gator Killer Week. We're going to kill some Gators this week.
Woo! We're going to jump them. We're going to jump them up, baby. Let's go.
Hope you guys are ready.
Hey, Deez, are you on the podcast mic or your computer?
I'm on the podcast mic.
All right, turn that mic down just a hair. It's black. Not much, just a little bit.
How's that?
A little bit more.
Better?
Yeah, there you go. So, we were just talking, David. This is my first time going to Neyland Stadium. I'm not even going to recognize this stadium, apparently. Everyone keeps saying that Cumberland Avenue is different now, and the university's different. And Neyland Stadium, obviously, has had renovations. So, man, I'm geeking out this whole week. And when I found out Sunday that game day is going to be there, God, and I'm not even really an ESPN guy. I don't really care about ESPN that much. However, it's just the knowing that they're there. Now we're on a national spotlight. Everyone's going to be tuning into this game Saturday. Guys, I'm telling you, and then we said it on the podcast, we haven't seen a game like this in a long time. And I didn't go to that Ole Miss game last year. I know it was probably crazy. I've heard from everyone. I watched the game. I'm sure it was insane. And I know it was. The light show was cool, running out of the tee, all that. I get it. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm calling it. That game is going to have nothing on the environment you're going to see Saturday, folks. I'm telling you.
Love the passion. You're right. I think about you haven't been on campus since 2010, right?
Yes, 2010.
Think of all the change that's happened in those 12 years. We've had how many athletic directors? What, three athletic directors, maybe four? Mm-hmm. You've had multiple head coaching changes. You had Dooley, you had Butch Jones, you had Jeremy Pruitt. Now you're on to Josh Heupel. We've had the basketball programs had turnover.
Yeah,
that's a long time to not be here, man. You're coming back at the right time, because you had just complete disarray. If you think back to 2010, and fast forward 12 years, you got Josh Heupel running football, you got Rick Barnes in basketball, you got Tony Vitello in baseball, you got Kelly Harper with the Lady Vols, you got an athletic director that has some common sense and knows what he's doing. You've got competent leadership with Randy Boyd and Donde Plowman, and so the stars have aligned. And I'm thankful that it took 12 years, but here we are, and things are trending in the right direction again, finally.
Yeah. Well, it is. Man, I'm telling you, I can't wait, guys. I cannot wait. This is going to be crazy, man. Let's look at some of these people coming in here and chiming in. I like it. Aaron Ferguson, leave the kids at home, folks.
Leave the kids at home.
Don't bring them. Unless you want your kids to learn every cuss word in the book and see fights going on in every section, don't bring them, folks.
Saturday nights all right
for the big dogs. Come on.
I took my son to Ole Miss last year, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to do this again. He's going to have to come back to a UT Martin or an Akron or something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Want to get a couple of comments earlier while we were bringing our guests on. Brad Lefford was wondering about our thoughts on Cedric Tillman. It seems like he's going to go Saturday. It was just a precaution. He got injured. But like I said, you don't want to lose a star wide receiver in Akron, and then he's out for several weeks. So I thought that was a smart move on the coaching staff, leaving Tillman out, leaving Jabari Small out, because you got to have everybody healthy, and we're pretty healthy for the most part. Yeah, we got some nagging injuries from players, but I think there's nothing major significant injuries that's going to impact this team. So it looks like Tillman's going to go. Let's say Chris saying Richardson's already running his mouth. Well, he can keep talking because we're about to bring it and about to shut it up on Sunday or Saturday.
Come on, Morrison, let's go.
So
baby.
yeah, Brad Lefford says Jabari Small will have a breakout game Saturday. A lot of fans of D's in here. We got my
what's up, John Burrows?
John B.
How you doing, John B?
Thank you for the comment, John. The podcast is amazing this week, he says. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody, for listening to that. If you're listening to the podcast, thank you all.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We have a good time doing it, but thank you.
Yeah, so also, if you're watching right along, go ahead and share the video out. Let's get a bunch of Vol fans in here. Like I said, this is Florida week. Let's bring everybody in here. There's nothing going on a Tuesday night right now. I mean, unless you're watching The Voice or something. I don't know what's on TV right now. This should be must-see TV right here, must-see viewing for you. Let's go ahead and let's share that video. Let's draw the viewership up.
And if you need us to sing a song or something because you like watching The Voice, we can attempt that, all right? You just let me
I got to save my voice, man. I got to save my voice for Saturday. I've already got a Hall's cough drop in, trying to get my throat ready.
Got them right here, ready to go. I've got that going. I just took a shot of honey, soothes the throat. Mm-hmm. I'm doing what I need to do to get the bod ready, baby, for Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Yep. Paul asked me a question. He says, "How does the new stadium look? I've never been inside Neyland before. The new renovations looks really cool. It does stand out. I love the new jumbotron in the north end zone. No more cranking your neck around, looking at replays or whatever, and it just makes the viewing look a lot better. Like I say, obviously you're going to watch the field, but like especially where I'm in the south end zone, it's kind of hard to see." When they're in the other side, at least now I can figure out what's going on instead of just going by crowd reaction. The club seating behind Tennessee's bench looks really nice. Their chair back seats look like they're padded. Looks very nice in that area. The Vols letters on top of the stadium looks really cool. They're lit, and like when they do the VOLS chant with the band, they synchronize with the letters, so that's kind of a cool little visual.
I thought you meant lit as in like it's lit, man.
It is lit, L-I-T.
It's lit.
It is lit too.
Morrison bringing it, baby.
Hey, out of all the improvements they've done to that stadium, that Vols logo, that VOLS, those letters, doesn't
it take you back,
man?
Mm-hmm. Why'd you get rid of that to start? You got rid of that, and look what happened to our program, man. Some things you got to leave. Some things you got to leave alone, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I agree.
South end zone's still a little rough with the bathrooms. Just give you a heads up, but
you still urinating in troughs over there in the bathrooms.
I went towards I went to the center of the stadium to rest.
It's ridiculous. So troughs have to go, Danny. Come on, Danny White. Love you, man, but it's 2022. We shouldn't be urinating in troughs. Just saying.
Well, I know Danny's not urinating in them.
Oh, he's not urinating in them.
Yeah.
Probably got a big orange toilet he gets to use. All right. What else you got, Morrison?
Let's see. Chris is saying BVS is real, fellas. I'm nervous. Okay. And then Tim, Tasha says that Vols broke the curse, putting the letters back on the stadium. It's right now we're 3-0, number 11 in the country, and we got a team that's coming in there that's 2-1. So.
Yeah. Hey, I agree. They broke the curse, and then also finally making a good hire.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Starts with leadership, man. You got to get the right people in there. Shout out to Donde Plowman. I know she's a follower of Vol Society. Chancellor Donde Plowman. This woman is fantastic, great person, and she knows what she's doing, folks. And if you don't believe me, just look at everything going on at Tennessee right now. It's fantastic. Fantastic.
Doing a fantastic job.
Yes, she is. Hey, so game day's in town. Who's and by the way, guys, I see everyone on here watching. We have a lot of people watching right now. I want to start seeing questions right now from you guys in these comments, all right? I came on here a few weeks ago and I asked the same thing, and you guys delivered. I want questions, comments as we're talking. Come on. There you go. There's Eddie. Thank you, Eddie. I like it. Keep them coming. We want to answer your questions. That's why we're here tonight, guys. Come on. Get pumped up. It's Florida week, baby. Come on.
Brad, I'm so distracted by your hat. That hat is sick. That's my favorite hat.
You like that, man? You like this hat?
I love it.
I just got, hey, I'm going to give a shout out to these guys, and maybe they'll appreciate this. So this hat, this is a group of, this is a company out of Knoxville, and I suggest you look them up. If you're tired of just a standard, see, for me, I don't like to have the norm where everybody's wearing the same thing. I like to stand out and be a little different. That's just the way I like to do things. There's a company, a group of graduates from the University of Tennessee. Morrison, you might not even know this. They banded together after college, and they created a company. It's a very nice company. I'm talking good quality Tennessee clothing that's unique, and they make it all in-house. And I just ordered this last week, and it got delivered. I went with the old retro. By the way, you can't beat the retro, man. Don't you miss those retro looks? Oh, my God. Anyways, the company is called, look them up online, everyone, Volunteer Traditions. I think it's volunteertraditions.com. Guys, their hats, accessories, shirts, polos, oh, my gosh. It is ridiculous.
High quality stuff.
High quality stuff. So shout out to them. This is one of the purchases, and I will be a customer for life. So there you go, guys. Boom.
Let's go do some questions really quick.
Yep.
Eddie talked about score. We'll get you score predictions in just a minute. We're not ignoring you. Stephen asked how's Tillman. I've mentioned this a minute ago. He's going to be fine. It was just a precaution just to get him out of that Akron game. Don't want him to, get something significant and keep playing for, a game against Akron that means kind of nothing. You got to have everybody healthy for this game. So Tillman will be playing on Saturday. Tim just commented about, 2002 when Doug Dickey retired, seemed like nobody was working together until Plowman and White's combination on Rocky Top. Yes, you are correct. Wow. It was Game of Thrones for almost 20 years up there. Just a lot of stabbing behind the back, and now everybody's good.
And now Auburn is the new UT. That's the same thing going on in Auburn right now. They're going to run Brian Harsin off here pretty soon, and they're entering into the phase that we're fortunately coming out of, and it's because of poor leadership, boosters that are bickering and fighting back and forth, an administration who's lost, and they're going to experience what we've been going through the last 20 years.
Yeah. Paul said App State had Luke Combs on game day. Do you think the Vols are going to get Morgan Wallen? If Morgan Wallen was a little bit viewed better in the public eye, yeah, definitely so. I love his music. I'm a big fan of his, but unfortunately, with the days of cancel culture, which I don't necessarily agree with, and some of his checkered past, I'm afraid they'll probably have to turn him down. But I think he's a great country singer. Any backups having to play? I think all the starters may go for the most part. Like I said, nothing significant. I did notice Christian Charles getting the start at corner over Kenneth George, so that was nice to see, making that adjustment. I mean, we've been kind of calling. I mean, we like Kenneth George, but we know when bad plays out on the field, we don't need to have that.
I think you mean Warren Burrell, but you're right, Warren Burrell.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
I knew what you meant.
Gotcha.
Everybody knew. We're good.
Yeah. Thank you. Tyler says, long-time listener, first-time caller. What's your opinion on the concession stand options?
Tyler Campbell.
Great question.
You better believe Tyler's coming at you with the concession question, because that's important. David Morrison, you were just there last week. Tell us. Give us a rundown, baby.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Petros.
That's a Petro.
Saw a lot of it.
Dude, that's so funny you mentioned that, man. So David Dees and I, we have a problem. We're obsessed with like talking about the past and like when things were really good at Tennessee. And we talked. I got it on a text message right here, just like 2 days ago. We were talking about like things we miss and things I missed when I was in Knoxville, dude. Petro was one of them. We were talking about how amazing it is just on a nice cold day. Go get you a Petro, baby. And one of those, what's the tea? Is it orange tea?
The orange tea.
Yeah, hint of orange tea.
And sure enough, an hour later, I get a text and David's eating lunch at Petro. And I'm like, I hate you, man. So anyways, shout out to Petros. I'm going to get one Saturday, man. I'm doing Petro. It's been 15 years since I've had a Petro. Keep going, David. What else?
You can't go wrong with that.
No.
Like I said, you got. I mean, you're saying
there's Calhoun's has a spot in there.
Yeah, they do.
Calhoun's.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. I mean, it's like it's just kind of
it's
like
concession stand. There's not like a sit down restaurant, but you can get.
Like, what are you getting?
Like an appetizer, maybe like a little nachos or something.
T-bone steak.
I don't know. It's too expensive for me. I just get the Petros.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you got like Papa John's pizza, little personal pan pizza. You got your hot dogs and stuff like that. Yeah.
Can't do Papa John's anymore, David Morrison.
What's that?
Sorry. Can't do
yeah. That was the one I wasn't on.
Can't do that.
And if if you're into consuming beer or alcohol, I'm not a drinker, but it's available. It's $15 for a domestic, and I think like $13 for like regular Bud Light or something like that. So
how much?
I think like a Bud Light or a Miller Lite's like $13, and if you want to go domestic, like your Twisted Tea or whatever, I think it's $15, and it's
wild.
It's a 64-ounce tall boy.
Yeah.
So that's and then
a guy who doesn't drink, David. You know your beers.
I do research and just. I got to be careful. Pastor Scott's on here. I got to be careful what I say.
That's so funny, man. What a price, though, right? Yeah, I just went I was at the Panthers game a week or so ago, and it's crazy those prices. And hey, you know what? People pay it, so why not?
I got a bunch of $7 Tennessee souvenir cups back here. It's off camera.
Hey, Bill Bunn. Welcome in, Bill Bunn.
Bill Bunn. We love Bill Bunn. This guy's a huge fan. Bill Bunn from Naples, Florida. Love Naples, Florida. Had an uncle that lived there. He just moved back to Tennessee. Naples, Florida. That's a fantastic area. So welcome in, Bill.
I got to get this question in from my mom. So she says, how is this year's team compared to the 2016 team that beat Florida at home? Great question. I think as it's two different offensive styles that we have, and even college football has changed in the last 5 years. We love Josh Dobbs, Alvin Kamara, Juwan Jennings. That was a loaded team, offensively and defensively. But you got a completely different offensive style. It's a more up-tempo style. You got a very confident quarterback in Hendon Hooker. The running game is young but can be very talented. I think Jabari Small, Jalen Wright, Dylan Sampson, who needs to get more touches. I think they need to that they're going to have great futures at Tennessee. The wide receiving core is right there with Juwan Jennings. Josh Malone was on that team. Ethan Wolf, the tight end, along with Cedric Tillman, Brew McCoy, Jalen Hyatt.
Hyatt, that's my man.
Yep.
I was going to have a breakout game this Saturday, guys.
Yeah, I think defensively, I would probably say right now that 2016 team defense is a little bit better right now. We like Byron Young, Tyler Barron, Jeremy Banks, but like I said, you got NFL studs right now. With that team had Derek Barnett, Jalen Reeves-Maybin, Cam Sutton. So there's some comparisons, but like I said, it's two totally different football mindsets. That you're going up, that you're comparing.
Two totally different coaches.
Yes, one is
that's right.
One is not a used car salesman.
God, don't even. Hey, oh my God, we were. What's that car salesman's wife's name? Is it Barbara? Is that who it is, or?
I can't remember.
What his wife?
Yeah, his wife,
Barb Jones. Yeah,
Barb. God, we were listening to Tony Basilio's show. An awesome radio show. It comes on daily. and he was talking. There was a story about where was that, David? God, what a story that was. Tell the story real quick.
A fan called into Tony's show, and he said I was he said I didn't go to the Akron game. I gave my tickets away to some people who wanted to go, and I live in West Tennessee. And he said I went over to the Memphis-Arkansas State game this last week. Well, as you all know, Butch is now the head coach at Arkansas State. Apparently, Butch made some kind of questionable decision down the stretch that ended up costing Arkansas State the game. And as this guy was walking out, he's a Tennessee fan. He just wanted to go to a football game, and see a couple of teams play. Well, he walks down. I guess he's close to the field, and he starts making some comments about Butch. And he says something like Fire Butch Jones, something like that. And this woman comes up to him and says, "You need to watch your mouth." And he said, "Well, who are you talking to, lady?" She said, "Do you know who I am?" He said, "Yeah, you're Barb Jones."
Barb.
And she said, "You're right." And he said, "And Barb Jones tried to have me, my wife, and my sister-in-law all arrested. All we did was just yell something at Butch." And I told her, I said, "Well, he tried to ruin our program."
Yeah, he said he tried to ruin our program. He yelled that, and she got so mad. And the guy said, "I'm kidding. I'm not kidding you guys." He said, "I was not drunk. I was not belligerent. I literally just made a comment." And she came over there furious and said she was going to have us arrested. So once again, that whole family, what a clown. That Butch Jones, I can't even believe I'm saying his name.
You hear the stories about him over at Oak Ridge recruiting T. Higgins, and he's got security standing around him with him roped off so no one can get close to him. And then you also hear stories of him going over to Catholic high school, and he's got a guy sitting next to him holding an umbrella over his head.
As if he's like the president of the United States. The guy has issues, man. Gosh, I'm telling you, no one liked the guy. No one liked
You're right,
him.
Scott. One brick at a time.
Stop, please. That old brick crap. Don't bring that up again. Come on.
Eddie and Bill was wondering, have we picked out the uniforms for Saturday? I haven't heard. Usually Tennessee releases those either probably tomorrow or Thursday, the latest. Usually they'll drop a little video.
Did you guys?
We're here. We'll definitely post on Vol Society.
I'm hoping for orange on white, just traditional.
That's what I'm hoping. I think they're going to go traditional colors here.
I hope not the smoky grays this game. That's just my opinion.
Oh,
yeah, it'd be too much comparison to 2016.
That's too much Butch Jones, and we don't need that in our life. Did you guys see the 2023 schedule was released a little bit ago?
I saw it right before it went on the air. Yeah.
Some interesting.
Why don't you share that? Yeah.
Interesting games. I'll share that online. But yeah, we've got we open up with Virginia next year in Nashville, which is interesting. Austin P. Then we play Florida. And then we have UTSA and
that could be a tough non-con game. That UTSA is one of the better group of 5 teams or groups.
Are they?
Teams. Yeah, they won Conference USA last year. They took Texas kind of to the wire last week. That's a team that I would not sleep on. They're really good. They got an up and coming head coach in Jeff Traylor, I believe is his name.
Yeah.
Who knows if he'll be the coach next year there? I'm sure somebody may scoop him up, but. That UTSA game, I wouldn't sleep on. I feel more confident about Virginia than UTSA.
Cool. Then we have South Carolina. Then it's open. Then we have A&M, Alabama.
At home. A&M's first time coming to Neyland.
That's right. They're going to be in Neyland. That'll be a good game to go to. Then we have Alabama. Then we have Kentucky. Then we play UConn in Knoxville. Then we play Missouri, Georgia, and we finish with the team that was going to win national championships very soon. That's Vanderbilt. So. Yeah. So yeah, that's our 2023 schedule. We'll post that online, but interesting.
If you had to pick one of those games to go to next year, which one would it be? The home games. You got South Carolina at home. You got A&M at home, UConn, Georgia, Vandy, and Austin Peay. And Texas San Antonio.
Me, it would probably be Georgia or I don't know, A&M maybe.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, those would be my top 2.
Same thing.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. We got a lot of comments going. Keep the comments going, guys.
Right. If you guys didn't see this, Brady Quinn's comment today, he said, "Neyland Stadium is the loudest place I've ever played. I swear to God, our center turned around on 3rd down and looked at me, and the ball is moving. It was so loud, no one outside of my guards could hear me."
Amazing.
And that was against Notre Dame, and that was so many years. Like this environment Saturday is going to be way louder than that one.
I promise you, and that's another reason why we're going to win this game. You're going to see. I mean, we're going to make mistakes. Okay, we are. Typical, you're going to see that with Tennessee right now. You're going to make stupid mistakes. It's going to happen. However, you watch and see. Florida's going to make so many more mistakes. I'm telling you, because of how loud it's going to be. It's just going to happen.
Hey, I want to share this. Georgia's 2023 non-conference schedule. You guys ready for this?
Oh God, yeah.
UT Martin, Ball State, UAB, and at Georgia Tech.
That's 4-0.
Woof.
Wow.
Woof.
Wow.
I guess they'll be in the championship game again. They don't play anybody.
Harold was wondering about Texas A&M came to UT Pruitt's last year. So so that was in 2020. When they had to change the whole SEC schedule because of COVID, they just totally scrapped the entire SEC schedule and just kind of put random matchups. So Texas A&M did come to Knoxville in 2020, but now we're back on the actual schedule plan of where each conference teams play each other, crossover games. So yeah, Texas A&M is coming to Knoxville back in 2023. So to answer Harold's question, and thank you, Harold, for tuning in. Eddie says, I hope very low penalties.
You're right, Harold. Yeah, I missed that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
The whole year I just blacked out.
Yeah, you're not wrong, man.
That was, well, we won't talk about that. That's a touchy subject for a lot of people, so I'm not going to go down that road.
Yeah, I've been going through health issues for the past 15 years because of Tennessee sports.
The high blood pressure.
I'm literally just now at a point in my life where I'm feeling pretty dang good, and I'm hoping that continues. So, I'm kind of back where I need to be, so that's good. Bill Bunn. Hey, is this Bill Bunn? Is this the Bill that travels all over? Morrison, is that the guy?
I think it is.
Who was in Pittsburgh one day and in Chicago the next. And let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong on that, Bill. I think I have the right guy, but this guy, I want to be hanging out with Bill Bunn. This guy's awesome. Napier will pull out every stop. We need to be prepared and stay focused and take care of our assignments. You're right, man. We know Napier well. He also goes by a different name from Athens, Tennessee. Chip Ellison is his real name. He changed his name. Heck of a guy. Got his career at Athens Red Raiders. Fantastic Red Raiders coach. I'm just kidding. Mm-hmm. Inside joke for all you local Athenians that are out there watching. The guy looks just like him. It's incredible.
Yeah. Eddie asked a question a little bit earlier. We missed it. Have they done anything to deal with the fake cramps that will definitely come on Saturday? I expect Florida to pull out all stops, including doing the fake cramps. We saw it a little bit with Akron. Just can't just let it bother us. I know our fans are going to be rowdy about it, but can't lose sight of that. Just got to stay.
We gotta make it a rule, man.
Oh, I agree.
This crap's got to stop, and that's what drives me nuts, man. It's common sense that this is happening now. You got to get together and make this a rule. If that happens, they got to sit out. I don't know what that rule looks like, but come on, something's got to happen.
The one that really drives me nuts is when you're getting ready to snap the ball and they're lined up ready to play, and then they go back. I mean, unless an arrow from the crowd stabbed you.
Yeah.
We all know what you're doing.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So
it's a shame the NCAA didn't address that in the offseason. They had every opportunity to. It's what's slowing games down. It's what causes these 4 or 4.5 hour games.
That's why our game is so long every time.
Yep.
Because we have the fastest offense in the league, right? So, and we addressed that the other day. I said, why do our games feel like they're 10 hours? They really do feel like they're 10 hours. And, Dee's made a good point. He says it's because of all the fake injuries. And it's true. Yeah. These idiots out there, these clowns are being trained to fake an injury because they're not lined up and ready. And it's got to stop.
Hey, you guys probably saw him last year. Florida has a defensive tackle he started out at 450 pounds. He's now down to 400 pounds. If you see this guy, he's mammoth. But I'm thinking, how does he stay on the field when you're going up against Tennessee, right? So watch for him and see what goes on, with him on Saturday and how many plays he's actually – yeah.
What year is he? He's been there for a few years, right?
No, I think he's young. I think he's like a sophomore. Last year might have been his first year.
Maybe it was last year I saw him then. I know there's a guy who – it's got to be the same guy. It doesn't even make sense how big this guy is. He's a 400-pounder. His legs are like the size of my body.
Yep.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Unbelievable.
We got some Gators in the chat. Ball's going down. We don't lose to UT.
What's up, Teflon Sean? That's all right.
Hey, that's good.
That's good, man. I'm glad you're confident. That's fantastic.
Hey, they know the deal. They're a 10.5-point underdog for a reason. They know what's coming. We know what's coming. Hey, Tennessee would have to choke this game away to not take care of Florida. And I don't see it happening under Josh Heupel.
Teflon. That's a great name. Hey, listen, seriously, I love the passion of Teflon. That's great, man. You got to have passion. That's about all that's about all Gator's going to have Saturday, but I love the passion. I really do. Yeah. Welcome to the show. What else, guys? What else are we talking about? Any other questions? It's been a great show, guys. Keep them coming. I want questions. Come on. Keep them going. Is everyone going to the game? Everyone watching? Are you going to the game? Are you watching it at home?
Yeah. If you're not going to the game, where are you watching the game at?
Yeah. Who's going to be? And I want to know. This year feels different. Go Vols! You better believe it, Samantha. Yep. It does feel different. Hey, think about this. Man, we're undefeated right now, guys, and we have a good chance to win this game Saturday and be undefeated 4-0.
How many times in the last 20 years can you say Tennessee has the better team that you're putting on the field? And this year they can. They can say that. And I don't know if we've been able to say that hardly at all, but this year we can. We've got a better quarterback. We've got more skill players.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Hey, we got a better defense.
Yeah. Tim, that's awesome. You'll be in DD, section DD. That's awesome, man. Cheapest tickets are $300 each. I will be watching from my couch. Hey, Scott Packett, I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. But see, I've got to go to this thing, man.
And Scott, you won't have to wait in line for the bathroom.
No.
You want to go grab a cold one or a Diet Coke out of the fridge?
Yeah, go do it.
Enjoy yourself, man.
Enjoy it. In the air conditioning.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to my grandparents watching along. I want to get that in there.
Get it in.
John Burrows, legit question. Is Richardson dual threat? He's been pocket quarterback last 2 games, and they're losing with that strategy.
Before you answer that, David.
Yeah.
Before you answer that, David Morrison, hit him with that stat you gave in the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So after 3 games, Anthony Richardson has thrown 0 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, but he also has 3 tackles on the year. He has more tackles than touchdown passes, and he's a full-time starting quarterback at the University of Florida.
Yeah, say that last line again. He's had what? More what?
He's had more tackles.
Tackles, okay. Tackles, yeah.
Over touchdown passes, which is a goose egg, 0.
He's a quarterback.
And he plays quarterback at the University of Florida.
So
along with 4 interceptions on the year.
Boy, that's interesting, David. Huh.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question, John Burrows?
Hey, John, I really think the kid's hurt. I think he's not 100%.
He's not.
And I think he's not able to run like he did against Utah.
Yeah.
Plus, defenses are defending him differently. They're daring him to throw. They're spying on him. They're putting a lot of guys in the box.
Yes.
I'll be curious to see how effective he is with his legs on Saturday.
That's right. Hey, I'm telling you, something's going on. You're right. So to piggyback off of what Dee's just said here, something is definitely going on with that quarterback. I don't know what it is. They're keeping it quiet, obviously, but I did read a report from a Florida Gators like news reporter or whatever online. I'll have to find it again, but the guy is stating that for whatever reason, that quarterback Richardson has been this whole week in practice has been only doing like 25% of the practices. That's odd. You're only doing that if you're injured or something's going on. And to David's point, I do think he's injured. I really do. So we'll find out come Saturday, but something's going on there.
Kevin's saying, have y'all heard anything about Florida players already talking smack? Well, we've addressed it. They can talk smack all they want because
Florida Gators
smack them in the mouth. We're about to smack them in the mouth.
Hey, but who can blame them? You've won 16 of the last 17. Of course you're going to talk. Of course you're going to be confident. It's time for us to just go out and execute. Our players go out and execute. We'll win the game.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I don't hate them for talking smack. I mean,
it's a big game.
They've kicked our butt for years.
Will the goalposts get turned down? Kenny Cobble asks. I hope not. Florida's only ranked number 20.
No,
they are a 10.5-point dog. I would think that
it won't happen.
We should be expecting to win this game.
Yeah,
I know the history says otherwise, so I get it. But I hope not. Let's save that for Alabama here in a few weeks. Let's save that for I guess we don't get Georgia at home this year, but we do get Alabama. If they beat Alabama, I'll say let's tear down the goalpost.
Let me tell you right now. So very good point, David. That's exactly what I was going to allude to. So it's not going to happen against Florida, as you just mentioned, David. We're expected to win this game. Now, you're right. It may not happen because of our history, but we are expected to win that game. It's not going to happen. And plus, they are very strict now at these places about letting this happen because of the fines that incur when that happens. But you're right. I promise you right now, right here on Vol Society Live, if we beat Alabama at home, I promise you that will happen.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Let's take care of Florida first.
Yeah,
exactly.
Harold Mays, great question. He says, our lackluster running game scares me. Samson needs more carries. What do you think? I agree. Samson needs more carries, number one. Two, what do we think? I think Florida gave up a lot of yards last week to South Florida. I think their defense is very susceptible against the run. And so if we're going to get it established, this is a week to do it. We're going to have to stay ahead of the chains, keep Hooker and our offense out of, second and long, third and long. And a running game is a great way to do that. So if we can establish our running game this week, that's a good sign. If we don't against this defense, I'll be a little concerned. Ventrell Miller is a linebacker that's the leader of the Florida defense, and he's going to be out again this week. And ever since he's gotten hurt after Utah, their defense has really struggled to stop the run. So this is a good week to do it, Harold.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Get to Scott's question here. I'm sorry, Brad.
Yeah, I was just going to say, give Carol, I think it's Hollis. Carol Hollis a shout out. She said, I love hearing you guys.
Yeah. Thank you, Carol.
Talk. You tell it like it is. Go Big Orange. That's awesome.
You.
Carol.
Thanks, Carol.
Thank you.
Thanks for being a part of this with us. Go Vols.
Yeah. Yep. Scott said, how many interceptions will he throw this Saturday? Serious question. Will pass defense show improvement? I guess talking about Anthony Richardson, right? I mean, it could happen for the most part. For Richardson, yeah, he's already thrown 4 on the year. Hendon has not. But like I said, it's going to come down to the turnover game on Saturday, whether interceptions or fumbles or whatever. And I mentioned this on the podcast too, as far as if Tennessee's guaranteed this win, you got to limit that turnover. You can't shoot yourself in the foot like you've had in years past, and just go out there and play near perfect football and just come away with the win.
Scott, the previous couple of weeks, they've been playing man and been really aggressive with their pass rush. I'll be curious to see if Tim Banks goes about this week a little differently, because I do think they want Anthony Richardson. They want to force him into passing. So I'll be curious to see if our secondary shows more zone to try to make him make throws. If they can do that successfully and he struggles with it, they'll definitely have an opportunity to pick some off. And Tennessee obviously needs to get a pass rush generated with 4 linemen, and not having to send a lot of people and a lot of pressure if possible to keep them back. But we'll see. We'll see how it works out. Great question.
Yeah, it is a good question. Who's going to do good, David, for us on defense? I said it in my podcast. Who's going to have a great, great, great day on the defensive front? Defensive ends, baby.
Yep.
Byron Young. That boy's going to have many tackles. I promise you, I'm calling it now. We have to get to that quarterback, and I think we will. And, Richardson's going to make a lot of mistakes, man. I'm telling you. I really feel it. He's going to make a lot of mistakes in Neyland Stadium. He's not ready for this crowd. He's not ready for it, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, like I said, this is his first career start on the road. Like I said, they played 3 games
in a hostile environment.
Hostile Neyland Stadium, Checker Neyland, and the whole 9 yards. I mean, it's it's going to be interesting to see how he does coming up on Saturday.
Hey, Bill Bunn, you said I can make some money parking cars in Fort Sanders. You got a parking spot for me, Bill Bunn? I'm going to be there Saturday. I need a spot, man. You got one for me? Let me know.
Your mom, Miss K, our Vol Society mom, says, will Tillman and Small be back Saturday? Yes, both will be back. They were just precaution injuries. Didn't want to take a risk them playing the rest of that game in Akron. Got bigger games to worry about. So, yeah, both Tillman and Small will be back on Saturday.
Eddie Owen said, who is their backup? Because I bet we see him or her. whoever he is might play like a her. I don't know. They clearly don't want Anthony Richardson to have to come out of the game. I know John Kitna's son is one of the backups. I think he's either second or third string. I don't remember his first name. All accounts from the Florida people is that they do not have a quarterback that's done anything to warrant playing time, and all their eggs are in the Anthony Richardson basket. I keep saying Antonio Richardson with him. We had a player several years ago. Y'all may remember him, Antonio Richardson. He went by Tiny, and I constantly confuse those two when I'm talking. But good question, Eddie. I don't know who the backup is. Yeah. And if we see him Saturday, that's not good news for Florida.
No.
Yeah, Richardson has took every snap so far this season. So
right.
There's no stats for any backups so far.
Yep.
So
Harold, you're right. He said Florida will come after Paxton Brooks. He takes forever to punt the ball. We have to clean that up. You're exactly right, Harold. That's one of the things I talked about on the podcast this week is our punt protection and him getting the ball off quicker. And even against Akron, if you saw that, Harold, there was twice that they almost got to him. And of course, we had one blocked against Pitt. You keep putting something like that on film, Florida's going to have the athletes to run those down. So we got to get that off quicker this week. I totally agree. And Harold, a play like that can keep Florida in a ball game. That's the kind of mistakes that Tennessee has to avoid this week.
Yeah, 100%. Scott was wondering about us running calls on third down. He thought Jim Chaney was calling the plays again. Yeah, it all depends on the scenario.
Jim Chaney.
Yeah, exactly.
Great.
It all depends on the scenario as far as calling plays on third downs. I would rather do it on third and short. But it's one of those scenarios you need to have like a big bruising running back to really get those third and short calls. And I really don't think we've got it. I think Small could do it. But, we've already seen him get banged up so far this year. So not saying he's not tough, but, I mean, it definitely stands out. Like I said, if you get in a third and short situation, I just give it to Hendon Hooker and let him make something up out of it.
Sure. Yeah, I agree.
Aaron, you're right. He said they'll go to the Wildcat before Florida's backup quarterback comes in. That's exactly right.
100%.
And Jalen Kitna is the Kitna kid.
Yeah,
they're in trouble if they have to go that route.
No question. Yep, you're right. Special teams definitely needs work. Yep. Yeah, I'll worry about them.
Specifically punt. I mean, Chase McGrath has been excellent with field goal kicking.
Yeah.
Our kick return game's been fine. Our kickoff coverage has been fine.
Yep.
Punt return and punts. And getting a punt off on time. Those are like the two issues. I would like to see him give Squirrel White a chance to return a punt this week instead of Trayvon Flowers. That's just me. I think he's explosive and can make a play. How comfortable is he and confident is he at fielding punts? I don't know. But if you feel like you can trust him at all, I would get him out there and let him have an opportunity to take one back.
I tell you what, if he's got the room, the guy's gone. I mean, I know he's small and he gets hit hard. He's he's going to hurt. But I'm going to tell you, I would love to see that happen. Squirrel White, I'm telling you, if he has open room, this guy's gone. There's no one on that field going to catch him. The speed they say this guy's got is unreal. Mm-hmm. So I agree with you, David. I would love to. And you know what? I like seeing him in Akron. He made some good plays.
Had a 47-yard reception.
No question. No question. So that's great. Shout out to Derek Casey Hicks. Enjoy the game, Brad Frank. Can't hide it. Boy, get out of here. If you're watching this, you say that all the time, man. Can't hide it. Shout out to Derek Casey Hicks. This guy's living it with his bro Guy Looney, man. Those guys living the life, man. Living that high life, baby. All right, what's up, man? We got any more questions here?
Hey, Johnny, that's a great point. He said a freshman in this big of a game. I love him, but that scares me. But Trayvon Flowers also scares me, so I don't know. It can't be much worse.
It's a good point. Good point. But no, Johnny, that's a valid point, Johnny. Seriously. In a big game like that with a freshman, I totally get it, man. This is a big stage for a freshman. So that's valid. That's valid, buddy.
Did y'all notice the option twice? Yeah, they ran a couple of option looks. Hooker almost got his legs taken out on one of those.
Yep.
So I didn't love it because of that. It gave Florida something that they have to look at and respect. Yeah. But definitely don't like Hendon Hooker getting hurt that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Kevin Huckabee, one of our number one fans, man. This guy follows us all the time on here. And he agrees. Squirrel. Yep. I like
Bill
it.
Bunn, you're right. Weather not a factor Saturday. Going to be perfect.
Perfect, baby.
Amen, man. It's good fall Saturday.
Come on, Bill Bunn.
Yeah.
Woo! Bill Bunn, I've been watching the weather every day, man, because I'm trying to envision this perfect weekend for me, right? I'm coming into Knoxville. It's been 12 years, baby. So I've been getting up, stretching, doing my stretches, and the next thing I do is grab my phone and look at the weather. Yeah. And this weather, the temperatures keep going down. It's going to be perfect. Come on.
First day of fall is this Friday.
Woo!
That's right.
That's right.
Of course, here in Tennessee, we got like 12 different seasons. So,
yep. Saturday is going to be amazing.
Guys, we've clipped over 30 viewers so far. And like I said, thank you for everybody tuning in. Make sure you're sharing this video out. Let's bring this video up a little bit more.
I want more questions.
And more questions, absolutely.
Frank Nady says, I like Brew McCoy, big physical kid and presence. That's exactly right.
Yes.
And he's a nice player to be able to have alongside Cedric Tillman. You got two big guys out on the edge. They're matchup problems for corners that want to play man. And he's got a good amount of speed. We saw that against Pittsburgh. People questioned how fast he would be and how he could get behind a defense, but he did that on a couple of occasions against Pittsburgh. So Brew McCoy's a nice player, and I'm glad he's finally getting his opportunity to be healthy and to play and to not, he had a lot of issues coming into UT, and so I'm glad he's able to play.
Yep. Drake Ripper, we got 3 good QBs though. Yeah. Hey, I'm going to tell you, man, we talked about it on the podcast. Hey, we've joked about it before, all in good fun, about last year with Joe Milton. But I'm going to tell you right now, man, shout out to Joe Milton. This guy's fantastic. Hey, he's got a good head on his shoulder. He and Hooker are good friends. I even saw where, like, part of their ritual, like, before game day, did you see this, David, is I think they pray and, like, do devotion and stuff like that. These guys, man, this is what you want in athletes, scholar athletes. These guys are fantastic. They get along well. Joe Milton's your QB2. I couldn't be more proud of this guy, the work he's put in. He has changed drastically from last year, period.
Hey, I'm going to tell on myself. So when I heard Joe Milton was coming back and he lost out, the starting job last year to Hendon Hooker, at first I didn't have a whole lot of respect for him. I was like, well, this guy's just giving up. He doesn't, he's overthrowing everybody. And he's just sticking around because he's just trying to get through his career. But to see the improvement out of him, and I know he's coming in mop-up duty against inferior opponents. I get it.
Oh, yeah.
But even just to connect on a pass open against air, I don't even care. Just to complete a pass 50, 60 yards downfield and to have the attitude that he's had about it. And when he's came into the games this year, he's looked sharp. So I'm thankful he stayed. I owe him an apology. I didn't have the best opinion of him coming into this season, and so far to this point, he's made me feel very comfortable. If Tennessee ever had to, God forbid, bring in Joe Milton instead of Hendon Hooker in a ball game, I would feel like we're in good hands. And if you could look around the SEC and look at the second string quarterbacks, there's not many other teams that are going to put somebody out there like Joe Milton. So kudos to him for sticking around and making the best of a situation. And I hope he gets another opportunity to be the starter here at some point, possibly next year.
He might. Yeah. And I said it in the podcast, hey, I am honored to have this guy as our QB2. Seriously. From what I've seen, I mean, hey, that pass, I know it's Akron. I get it. Who did he connect with, David, in that one long pass? I'm talking, it was in his hands. It was perfect.
Morrison, was that Ramel Keaton? Yeah.
Ramel Keaton. That was the 57-yard pass.
I mean, it was perfect.
Yeah.
The guys. Frank says, do you think Brew will get more touches? I do, as he gets more comfortable in this offense. Yeah. And also, if Cedric Tillman's not 100%, I think he's going to have to be much more of a factor. What I think will be interesting is if they end up putting Brew in Tillman's position on the same side of the field with Jalen Hyatt. We've not seen that look yet. And if they do that, I think that could be a way to get him on the field and get him more involved. And then you have Ramel Keaton come in on the other side if Tillman couldn't go at some point. So great question. And I think as the season develops, he's going to get more and more involved.
Wow. Yep.
Yeah. Keep the questions coming. Harold saying we have to stop the run. We struggle stopping Pittsburgh's running back. They're going to try to run down the throats to control the clock, or will Juwan Mitchell, will he make the difference? I think it's going to come down to just great defensive line front and the linebackers. Jeremy Banks leads the way. I mean, Mitchell can make a contribute, but I feel more confidence with him and Jeremy Bates and Aaron Beasley more than Mitchell at this point. I really like those guys, and like I said, just going after Anthony Richardson. I expect Florida to probably let Richardson loose, especially on third down. That's where we struggled last year. We talked about with Matt Corral at Ole Miss last year.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're going to have to find a way just to bring pressure to all those guys. Yeah, it's going to be a big make or break moment for Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. Bill Bunn, these guys seem to have each other's backs. Chemistry comes from within. Hey, Bill, that's a huge reason why this team is different from years past. Starts with that head coach, man. These guys, first of all, they want to play for this guy. All the other coaches we've had in the past, they don't want to play for those guys because they're awful. I don't mean to bash anyone, but they're not good head coaches. You know, Josh Heupel, he's created an environment to where he's one of them. He's their friends. They can come to him. You know, he has their backs. They want to fight for him. That's what he's built there. Okay. That's what he's built there. That's the number one thing. And to me, it's common sense as a coach. I don't know why these coaches, Butch Jones, we've talked about it before. He comes in with this military attitude and, you do this, do that. Man, nobody wants to play for a guy like that. Okay? Nobody wants that. Josh Heupel was one of the guys, man. And it starts with him. So anyways, talking about the chemistry, it starts with Josh Heupel, man. And you're right. These players have each other's backs. The coach, oh my God, everything is just gelling together. And I couldn't be happier to see that. So yeah, good point, Bill Bunn.
And they're having fun. Kids like scoring points. They like being a part of a fast-paced offense. From all accounts, he's completely changed the culture on campus. People enjoy going to practice. They enjoy going to being around each other. So I just think it's a night and day culture change, like Brad said, from previous regimes to now. And good for those guys and good for the seniors that are still on this roster and get to have an opportunity to win here and go out on a good note. And those guys deserve it for sure.
Johnny Billings, you're right, man. Thanks for putting me in my place there. It's okay to bash coaches who make millions to be bad.
Yeah. Do you all think that UT can keep Jackson? I'm assuming Taven Jackson from transferring out. I don't know. Next year they're going to have Joe Milton back, assuming he comes back, which I think he will, and you'll have Nico Iamaleava, however you say it. There you go. You guys have had more practice of that than I have. I just always call him Nico. I don't go there. I don't even try it.
That's fine. And
then you got him. So I don't know. We'll see. It will be tough because I think he's a talented player and he could probably start at a lot of places. So we'll see. I hope so.
Yeah. Thank you, Billy. He says, stumble across you guys. Really enjoy your show. Thank you, Billy, for tuning in. Make sure you follow along. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Billy.
Billy, if you like the show and you just stumbled across us, check our podcasts out too. I think you'd really like. If you like this, you're going to like our podcast because honestly, right? Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
The podcast is literally the three of us sitting down, drinking coffee, just talking truth, man, and having a good time and being funny at times about Tennessee football. Our podcast can be found, Billy, if you're interested. It's good old. That's OL. Rocky Talk, TALK, good old Rocky Talk. You can find it anywhere where you listen to your podcast. So thank you, Billy, for the comment. Let's see.
Coach Gardner, wow, he commands so much respect from our defensive line. They get better every game. And, you're right, Bill. I think for so long, Rodney Garner was seen as just like a recruiter, like an ace recruiter, and that was, what he did well. And he is that. He's a good recruiter. But the way that guy's developed defensive linemen through the years, he's got a whole track record of it. You go back to his Georgia days with Richard Seymour and those guys, Charles Grant and the guys on that defensive line, to even just the short time he's been here and the guys he had at Auburn, Carl Lawson's of the world and all those guys. You saw last year the turnaround with Matthew Butler. I mean, Matthew Butler on Pruitt's defense, he was a serviceable player, but certainly was not, much talked about. And it wasn't a guy that was wreaking havoc on an offensive line and getting in the backfield. You watch him a year under Rodney Gardner, he's a completely different player. And all those guys respect him. You're exactly right. So thank God for Rodney Gardner. I think he's been a huge, huge addition to this staff and to a huge reason as to why the defense has been much improved.
Honored to have him.
Line.
Honored to have him there. Seriously. I respect that guy so much. It's unbelievable. So, yeah. Real quick shout out to Harold Mays. This is an awesome show and very knowledgeable. Go Vols.
Thanks, Harold.
Thank you.
Man,
go Vols. Go Vols, Harold.
It's people like you that's making Vol Society go viral. I'm telling you. I was telling the guys, was it yesterday before the podcast? We just eclipsed on our Facebook page 16,000 Tennessee volunteers. Guys, I haven't put any marketing into this. These are all organic searches, people finding us. You know, I'm not spending all this money to do, get fake likes and all that. So we've been around 2 years. I started this 2 years ago. And look, we just eclipsed 16,000 followers. You guys are what makes this show, this page grow. So, guys, love you guys.
Yeah.
Harold, love the comment, man.
Yeah. We're just like you guys. I mean, all of us have 9-to-5 jobs, and two of our hosts have kids and families and wives and just live the everyday life. But we're all united through Tennessee football, and we're glad that you love and share that same passion with us. And even a lot of people promoting Vol Society besides just us, just telling all about it word by mouth, and we're just very thankful for that. And thank you guys for just tuning in, watching every week so far.
Yeah, it's just fun. This is fun.
Yes,
fun, man.
Frank says one last comment. Burrell will have to tighten up, or teams will target him a lot. Frank, I think you're already starting to see that.
Yeah,
we saw it last year. He got exposed and abused in that Purdue game and the bowl game. He's word is he may not be healthy and able to go this week. Looks like Christian Charles could be stepping into that position opposite Kamal Haddon as the two corners. I can't say that you never want a player to be hurt, and I hope Warren Burrell improves this season. But, yeah, he's definitely been a weak spot that teams have gone after, and you would have to think there'd be some improvement going to Charles instead of Burrell.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Shout out to Scott Packett. Man, I tell you guys are making us blush here. Great job, guys. Best show on the web.
Thank you, Scott.
That makes us feel good, man. Thanks, Scott.
Thanks.
Real quick question. NIL, what's y'all's take? Ugh. That's a loaded question, right?
Loaded question. God, you took it right out of my mouth. Loaded question. I mean, how much time do you have? How much time do we have? Honestly, my short answer is I do think it's time for players to be compensated. I really do. It's not, if you've played sports at any level, I mean, you should know how that it's a job. It really is a job. And especially at this level in college, I mean, guys, it is a full-time job. These guys are making the university so much money. And for years, they've seen nothing from it. And I'm telling you, it's not – people think, oh, they have it made. They get to go out and play games and, they got it made. They don't even have to go to class and all that. I mean, I'm telling you, that's not true at all. No. It's a tough gig. Man, just playing football in high school was tough enough. I'm going to tell you right now, college, especially at a Division I school, man, this is no joke, guys. So I'm glad they're getting paid. Now, I think it's I don't know how – we don't have enough time to go in on what I really think about the NIL. I think there needs to be some adjustments to it, right? But anyways, I'm going to leave it at that for now.
Yeah, my concern is the kids being taken advantage of. I think some kids are not going to know how to handle becoming a millionaire overnight, but they should have been legally paid, and the NCAA's had years to do it, and they've not done it. They've been selfish. They're greedy. It's not fair for the athletic directors to make millions of dollars. It's not fair for these coaches to make the salaries that they make, and then the players don't ever get to see a dime of it, and they blow their knee out in college, and they don't have a career in the NFL because of it. And like Brad said, all the time, all the energy, all the effort that's put into this, if a kid can be compensated because a player because a fan wants to buy his jersey with his name on it, he should be allowed to make some money for that. I believe in capitalism, and if these guys have a market to market themselves, they deserve to be paid, but within reason. And I think there needs to be some rules and some regulations. Just as long as Nick Saban's not the one who makes those rules, he should not be the godfather over all of football, because Nick Saban's going to do what works for Nick Saban before first and foremost. Believe that. So as long as they can come up with something that's not just Nick Saban friendly and it's fair to everybody across the board.
Yeah.
And I think Tennessee can take advantage of it because Spire Sports and the NIL collectives that Tennessee has is ahead of the game compared to a lot of the programs out there. And so, hey, for Tennessee, this is a good thing. This is a way for Tennessee to even the playing field and find a way to recruit to get back to where we need to be and where we were in the 90s. And I think NIL is going to be an opportunity for us to be able to gain some ground there. So that's my tangent, my rant.
No question. Aaron Ferguson, you make a good point too, man. And it's so valid. Should have been legal years ago. Can you imagine what Tebow, Bush, et cetera, would have made? Brother, I'm going to tell you right now, no, I cannot imagine what they would have made. No question. No question, man. And they should have been paid. I mean,
yeah. I'm just excited about getting NCAA football back on a video game.
Amen.
You're going to have the actual player names and don't have to spend 4 hours typing all that stuff in.
God, you're not lying. That's the one thing. That's why I like playing NFL games better because I had the names on there and it just felt more real.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
And everybody knew who the players were. I mean, we all knew QB 15 on Florida was Tim Tebow. I mean, we're not dumb. Or QB 16 was on Tennessee was Peyton Manning.
Yeah. So. Scott Packett, I agree 100%. He said, I agree that players should be compensated, but what's happened to team loyalty? NIL, yes, but the portal needs to be managed better.
Amen, Scott.
Yeah. And I think hopefully it will be, down the road. But I agree with that statement 100%.
It's so jarring because all this has happened at one time, right? You got the transfer portal and NIL deals all happening at one. It's just like a complete 180 from where we've been.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot, and they've not caught up yet to how to regulate this stuff. Like the transfer thing. I've thought for years, why should a coach be able to leave and take a job somewhere else, but the players that he had on that previous roster have to stay there? When a new coach comes in and he runs a different system, why are those kids punished? And they're never going to play a down for that guy, but they have to go sit out a year to go somewhere else. So with common sense stuff like that, let the kids transfer. Yep. But this deal where kids are leaving every single year and bouncing around from place to place and with impunity, it's not fair, and it's not good for the game.
Yeah, sorry, I'm laughing, guys. Aaron Ferguson, man, that brought me back. When is it coming back? The NCAA game. We need another tournament at David D's.
Antron Espy's not invited. He won the last time.
Oh, which tournament are you talking about? Brad Frank won the one time.
I thought Antron beat you in the championship.
What?
Am I wrong?
No.
I came third at Derek Vessel's house.
I won the money, man.
What team were you running with there, Brad? What team did you have?
God, I think
Antron was Miami.
I think I was. I definitely won because I won the pot. I definitely and as soon as I grabbed the money, everybody took Juwan and all those people come up, started tackling me, trying to take the money from me. I played Antron in the championship. I don't know who I was, man. I think I might have been like Texas or something like that. I think I might have been Texas. I'm not sure.
2000 teens. Billy, we're on Twitter at Society Vol. Somebody took our Vol Society name. So Society Vol, that's where we're at on Twitter.
On Twitter, yep.
Harold Mays had a really good question about recruits, what names are going to be out there, who's going to be available to flip, all that. I don't have an official list. Harold, we'll share that list if you want to check in on our site as we get closer to Saturday, because those plans change a lot. I know there's some good in-state talent that's going to be there. I know Caleb Beasley from Mid-State is going to be there. He's a 2024 recruit. He's fast as lightning. I know he's going to be there. I know a guy down here from Chattanooga, Boo Carter at CCS, is going to be in town. He's a 2024 player, lightning quick. He's going to be in town. David Hobbs, defensive lineman out of North Carolina, is going to be in town. He's a big deal. That's one that, they struck out on a couple of defensive line recruits, so they really need to get that guy if they can. He just picked up his 5th star the other day on 3, and he's going to be in town for the game. And we'll get some more guys and a better list as we get closer to Saturday. I think they have several current commits that are coming in. I'm not sure if there's going to be anybody in town that's already committed elsewhere or not, but check in with us. I'll try to put a list together that we can share of who's coming in town this week. But I know it's going to be a big weekend, one of the biggest recruiting weekends they've had around here in quite some time. So great question.
It's a good question. Kenny Cobble, if I'm saying that right, sorry if I'm butchering that. Yeah, you're right, man. We need to talk about this real quick because it definitely holds a place in my heart. He says, I'm so excited. Our daughter is in the pride of the Southland Marching Band. By the way, best band in the country. Can't wait to see her march down and salute the hill and open the tee in the biggest game in years. She's a VFL, loves football. So glad she gets to experience a game of this magnitude.
That's
hey,
awesome.
Kenny, let me tell you, man, it hits home, man. So my brother was also in the marching band. He was a tuba player back in the day. And, all of us, actually, the three of us were in band together growing up. So I have a musical background. We all do to some degree. And I got to tell you, it's incredible. I get goosebumps every time I go. It is definitely something I'm going to make sure that I'm doing this Saturday at the game. I haven't been in 12 years. And the number one thing I want to do besides see the Vols win is be right there on the front row and watch that band go by, playing Rocky Top. There's nothing like it in the world. Kenny, that's awesome that your daughter's in the band. You get to see that. You got to be so proud of her. That's awesome. Let me know what section she's in, man. I'm going to be at the game, and I'm going to be going live on Vol Society. Maybe I'll catch her on Vol Society as she's marching down. So if you're listening, let me know what section. What does she play, man?
Yeah, I'm glad she gets to experience that too, Kenny. That's really cool.
Bobby's been commenting about, have we done our live predictions? Yes, we have not. You want to go ahead and do the live our score predictions?
Why not?
Let's go ahead. I know Bobby's been waiting patiently.
You ready, Bobby? Come on now.
All right.
Hey, wait. Hey, Bobby. Before we do that, what's your prediction, man? Type it in right now. Let's see it. I want to see your prediction. You tell us your prediction, then we're going to go live right after with ours. Deal? Let's do it. All right, answer another question while we're waiting on Bobby's response.
Okay. Johnny was saying at the Akron game they included students from area high schools on the field at the halftime show, including the Cherokees. Very cool. That's awesome.
Seriously? I didn't know that.
Actually, I didn't either. I ended up I had to go take a rest room break. So
he was at the trough.
You went to the trough.
No, I went down to the
Cherokees was out there representing.
I didn't even know it. I feel bad. I mean, because I was a former marching Cherokee band member.
That is crazy.
I feel bad not knowing that.
Here's my question: You're local, Morrison. Did they even announce this on anything in McMinn?
No, they didn't. No, it was just kind of quiet.
Weird.
Yeah,
sounds about right though. Anyways, okay.
Bobby's got a score.
Right, Bobby's back. Bobby Douglas. He's got his prediction in. Let's do it. 34-27 Tennessee. Hey, Bobby, guess what, man? I like your style, buddy, because you're going to like what we have to say here. Morrison, you go first.
All right, so I said this on the podcast. I'm going Tennessee 30, Florida 21. I think it's going to be a scrappy game, but I think Tennessee's more talented. I think Anthony Richardson is coming into a Hornets nest this Saturday with 101,000 rabid fans. I think Tennessee gets a nice solid win. Maybe a little ugly at times. Maybe some tempers flaring, but I think Tennessee pulls out a nice 30-21 win, a statement win for Josh Heupel's tenure at the University of Tennessee.
Yep. These.
What's the question? I'm joking. I've got similar to that. I've got Tennessee 38. Florida 21. I've got a defensive score in there. I think Tennessee picks off Anthony Richardson at some point and takes it to the house. My pick to do that is Kamal Hadden at cornerback. But we'll see. I think there's a defensive score in there. And I think Tennessee is going to come out and start fast. We've been wanting them to come out and start fast in all the ball games this year and do just like last year and jump on them. And I think Tennessee does that this year. I think they can get 10 to 14 points in the first quarter. And Florida does not have the horses to keep up with Tennessee. And so I think Tennessee wins it 38-21.
Yep. So I'm right there with you. If you heard the podcast, you already know mine. It's very similar to these and some of the others I'm seeing on the chat. 38-24. Tennessee wins. Yep. Simple. Short and sweet. 38-24.
Very nice.
We got Kevin Huckabee, 38-14. Wow. Aaron Ferguson, 36-17. Man, I got to tell you, I hope you guys are right.
Johnny 35-24.
And 35-24. But if we do like a 38-14, 36-17, God, that's a beatdown, man. God, and isn't it so well deserved? My God, we need this, man. It's been a long time.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny how, the last time Scott says 31-19 Tennessee.
Wow. Okay.
It's funny how, like, the last time College Game Day was in town was in 2016, and it was against Florida. We had Checker Neyland. We had the CBS game, so it's almost like that perfect storm coming back. But I know my mom asked this question a while back about comparisons to this team. I'll just say this as far as confidence level, I feel a whole lot more confident about this matchup with Florida than I did back in 2016.
Oh, no question.
I mean, Florida was kind of taking a little bit of a dip, but it's like, up to that point, it's been years since we beat Florida, and then we got that win in 2016, and then it's went back downhill, unfortunately. But like I said, Florida going through a new transition with Billy Napier. It's been an interesting first 3 weeks for him. But like I said, Josh Heupel, year one went 7-6, and now we're off to a 3-0 start. Biggest game in the program, in a long time in the program history. And like I said, this is the perfect storm. And we've mentioned this so many times throughout the last year. If there's a year to beat Florida, this has to be the year. This has to be this Saturday. You got to get this win here. There's no excuses. You got to get it. And like I said, I think the Vol Nation or Vol Society fans are in unanimous. With their score predictions and everything, you got to get this win.
Chip Ellison might have went undefeated at Red Raiders. That ain't happening at Florida Gators, baby. Come on. Woo! Come on. Let's see here. What do we got? Harold Mays, 31-21, Tennessee. I like it. Our coach hypes up this team. We will be ready. You better believe we're going to be ready. I just hope they're not too excited and that causes mistakes. Because I'm going to tell you, that's a real thing, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially this magnitude of a game. I mean, any athlete can tell you who's played. Like, when you're
that's a concern.
Up, it's the perfect way. It's just the perfect storm to you're too jacked up, right? So I worry about that when the game starts.
Honestly, I've felt that way in every game this year, that Hendon Hooker was a little tight to start.
Oh, no question.
He was pressing. He's pressing a little bit. He's been off on some throws. I think he's just amped up and ready to go, but he's just –
it hurts.
So I'm hoping we see a much smoother, sharper start out of him this week. We're going to need it. We need to start fast in this game.
Yeah, we need to make a statement early. We really do, and that's the only thing I'm concerned with. But we'll see, man. My God, what a show! What a show!
We went over an hour and 18 minutes tonight on a Tuesday night. Like I said, we normally do this show on Wednesday nights, but figured I had some stuff come up this week. But overall, like I said, we wanted to get Brad and Deez on. Like I said, make sure you're checking out the podcast, Good Old Rocky Talk, TALK. It's available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, wherever you get it. We post episodes on our YouTube page. And like I said, this has just been a fantastic week across Vol Society. And thank you, fans, for listening to the podcast, watching our shows. Like I said, we'll be back on Wednesday night starting next week. We'll of course, it'll be the bye week, so we'll just kind of recap the Florida game and other stuff going on. But, I guess we'll go ahead and kind of wind it down here. Like I said, this has been a great show. Thank you to Brad and David coming on. Any final words before we wrap this show up tonight?
Now, what else is going on this week on Vol Society? So we no show tomorrow night. What's Thursday? Anything?
We're gonna do Tailgate Thursday. I'm just doing a 5-minute preview of the week 4 of college football, and then I'll announce the high school game of the week. I still gotta find one
on Friday,
and then Friday I'll do a preview and
then Saturday. These three amigos right here are gonna be heading to Knoxville. You're gonna want to stay on Vol Society Saturday because any chance I get.
Yeah,
I'm going live You know what I might do? If I have the internet and it works, I don't know how Neyland Stadium is. I know
it's very spotty.
Wi-Fi is still bad. That's the next thing That's the next thing they got to fix. Wi-Fi at the stadium.
All right. See, Panther Stadium, man. You get on their Wi-Fi, you're set, baby.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. So depending on if I have any service or Wi-Fi, how cool would it be, right, for me to do like a live video on Vol Society when those boys are running out that tee come Saturday? You want to see it? You want to see it? Well, if I can do it, I'll do it. But stay focused, man. Stay on the channel. We're gonna post a lot of stuff.
Johnny's wondering if we're doing a Vol Society tailgate. We're gonna be eating somewhere. So
God, you're in there. We're probably gonna crash some other tailgates, Johnny.
Yeah,
we are. I gotta tell you,
Aaron said, looking for tickets. Hit me up if anybody has 2 extra. If anybody has 2 extra, send Vol Society a message. We'll put you in touch with Aaron Ferguson. He wants to go to the game. We want to make that happen for him.
The hottest ticket in town, guys.
Yep, we'll make it happen. We could find some for you.
If anybody wants a score update, the Braves are up 2-1, top of the 6th on the Nationals.
Nice.
Very good.
Nice. And I'll tell you, Johnny, one day, man, I'm telling you, if we keep growing like we are at this rate, Vol Society will absolutely take over. My whole goal is to take over the University of Tennessee very soon. So if we keep growing this, mark my word, I'll have a whole section for Vol Society. I promise you that. But not this Saturday. Not this Saturday. Yeah. We're going to have a good time. If anyone's going to the game, hit us up, man. Yeah, we're going to get there. We're going to get a good lunch and just enjoy the day, man. We're so excited. This is if
any of you guys are there, send us a message. We'd love to meet up with you, meet you there in person, and just
take a picture with you and do it. Yeah, send us a message, man. We'd love to chat with you. Yeah. You guys have been awesome. What a show.
Yeah.
What a freaking show, man. God.
Yeah. Been great. Thank you for everybody tuning in tonight. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Tailgate Thursday coming up Thursday with myself doing a 5-minute preview.
Florida week, baby. Come on.
Yep. Do that. And then we will all be up there Saturday. Bring you some exclusive content. The biggest game of the college football weekend. All 3 of us will be up there, energetic, ready to go.
I'm losing my voice Saturday, I'm telling you.
Yeah. And then, like I said, Vol Society Live will be back at its regularly scheduled time next Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. We'll just recap the Florida game and then just let the oh, great, but now I got a copyright violation. That's all right. Thank you for everybody tuning in. We'll be back on here next Wednesday night, 8 o'clock for Vol Society Live. For David Dees, for our founder, Brad Frank, my name is David Morrison. We'll see y'all Saturday on Rocky Top. It's Gator Hater Week.
Woo! Go Big Orange. Go Vols.
Go Vols, baby. Let's go.
Good night. And go Vols.